everybody, and welcome to October, spooky season for Thoughts to Think About. I'm Liz.
I'm Efrain.
I'm Reid.
And we have some spooky thoughts for you to think about.
Reid's less than impressed.
Reid hates everything what I just did right now.
All of it.
Well, Reid is also not a spooky season type of guy.
I'm trying.
You're trying. You're getting there.
I'm branching out.
Aubrey is a spooky type of person.
His
one
wife.
of my favorite stories that my wife and their family will tell is that they would, their mom would take them to the library, and Aubrey would ask to see the books about the witches.
She wouldn't just ask. She would walk in and
declare.
She would run away
Command.
yelling, "Where are the books about the witches?" And so her mom was always like, "Stop it!"
It's embarrassing. Yeah,
That
she's
is
embarrassed.
so
The,
on brand. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
she wants the book about the witches.
I
So
love that.
That's so Aubrey's like a spooky person.
Yes.
Generally.
She just creeps me out.
She's just kind of creepy.
Just kidding.
She also does the thing where she drops her hair in front of her
Yeah.
face and looks like the girl from The Ring.
She's got the ring hair. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I didn't know that when I started hanging out with all of them that you were not a spooky movie person. A spooky, just a
not
spooky
really.
person
Spooky
in
person.
general.
I think that's just what we need to brand it. We just need to
He's not a spooky
declare a
person.
spooky person is somebody
Yeah.
who is into the vibe of
Right.
spooky season, Halloween.
I
all
like
that
fall. I love fall. Autumn's great.
See,
Christian
you're
Girl
a-
Autumn right here.
He's a Thanksgiving guy, and that's
Oh.
gross. That's gross.
It's
I was
more
gonna say,
like
"Aw, okay."
Oh, how nice.
it's
No,
more like
no,
September,
Thanksgiving-
October weather,
Right,
without the
exactly.
Thanksgiving stuff.
See, and
It's
that's
fine.
what I think that's the difference. And that's what I would say is that some people are into fall.
Crisp air.
Everybody's into
smells.
fall, really. I don't know anybody that doesn't like fall.
Right.
If you don't like fall, don't tell me.
It's weird.
because
Aubrey
I might
likes-
judge you.
Aubrey loves spooky season. She doesn't really like fall.
Really?
She loves summer.
Yeah.
She does love
she's
summer
a
though. She loves
heat
summertime.
lady.
Yeah.
Hot
But
girl summer.
But there are people, there are people who like fall with the spooky vibes of Halloween,
right,
and then
right.
there are people who like fall for the calm,
Christian
cozy
girl
home,
autumn.
Christian girl autumn vibe of Thanksgiving.
Catch me
And that's
outside with
where
my pumpkin spice latte.
Exactly.
Doing my Devo out on my back porch.
Just
Taking
for
Instagram
Instagram,
pictures.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
So-
really. If
so-
I ever post on Instagram that I'm doing my small group or quiet time or something like that, please kill me.
Okay,
Okay.
it's straight to murder. Straight
Yeah.
To,
So a
Right.
gory, scary movie.
so a scary. We'll film it. We'll
Yeah.
Make it,
Oh, okay,
Make a
yeah,
scary film about
No,
it.
well, we did, or y'all did your Halloween party last year,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really when I figured out, he's for real, not into
Like
spooky
not
things.
into it.
Because everyone was sitting in the living room, and I think you stayed. You didn't.
I wasn't supposed to be at the party because I had a baseball game at the same
Oh,
time.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That's
And
why
then
you
my baseball
had your-
game got canceled like last minute. And so I showed up in my baseball uniform
Right.
and I was like, yeah, I'm a baseball player.
Yeah, it's my
Right.
costume.
But he sat at the dining room table where, at the end where you can't see the TV.
I saw a bunch of it. I could see a lot of it.
But I
Did
knew
we watch it inside this last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know
think
that.
it was
raining.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
wet
That's why my
outside.
game got canceled.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. We bought a screen a couple of years ago that
Yeah.
we set up in our backyard with a projector and stuff to to watch movies out. It's a whole lot of fun to do. But yeah, I forgot about that. So we watched it inside. What did we watch?
It was the one about the
She
ritual. They
gets
play.
married.
They have to play a game.
It's Ready or Not.
Ready or
Ready or
Not,
Not
yeah.
was the
That was-
movie.
that was
Yeah.
good
Ready
one.
or not, player one.
Ready or Not,
That's right.
player one. Yeah.
But I remember thinking sad. He's sitting all by himself. This is my friend. I'll go sit over there too. There's so many places to sit in the living room. It's fine. I'll go sit with him. No, he's just eating candy and playing the game
Playing
on his
on
phone.
his phone,
He's
yeah.
just not into the movie.
Hanging
I
out. Yeah.
remembered he hates scary movies.
Yeah. Reed will watch the monster movies we'll watch every now and then. It's typically
I give Aubrey one big monster movie a year.
yeah,
That's
it's
it.
usually summertime. It's usually a shark movie.
Right.
This year it was a lion movie.
Right.
I'm sad I missed that. I heard it was good.
It's pretty good actually. Yeah. Beast
it was all right,
with Idris Elba. It was a pretty good one. Not, they're never that good of a movie.
Yes,
but
yeah.
Sharknado.
Some glaring plot holes in
Yeah.
that movie
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
So,
But I love spooky season. Meredith and I watch. We started doing this thing pretty much as soon as we started dating. But we try to watch one or at least one scary movie a day in the month of October. So we try to hit 31 scary movies in October. And we both love scary movies. And so it kind of becomes a problem because we want to watch a scary. So right now, so for just inside baseball here, we're not in October yet, technically, when we're recording this. Like, it's about to be October for us. But it should be October for you if you're listening to this, if you're listening when it airs. And so
I don't know if you're living on the normal plane of time.
I don't know what you're doing or when you're watching. But anyway, we have been waiting to watch scary movies for October because we don't want to waste the scary movies. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a lot of 31 movies. I mean, there's plenty of scary movies out there, but it just feels wrong. And so it's kind of created a problem for us because, you know, we're sitting waiting on scary movies to watch.
You got October baseball and it just interferes.
And honestly, the last few, I mean, pretty much since we've been together, that's been a problem that, which is kind of awesome to have a team that's what's going on. But like, every year in October, we're trying to watch scary movies, but then we also have to, you know, we're competing with October baseball and Astros in deep playoff runs. And so it's pretty cool, but it does kind of create some problems. A lot of times we'll just like double up. And this, you know, this is a secret, you know, so don't tell anyone. But
who would I tell?
A lot of times we'll just watch a few, the listeners, you know, I don't want them to, you know, don't tell anybody. But we'll watch like a few, you know, scary movies on a Saturday or something. And I
remember a few years ago, I went to that game shop on like 19th or whatever. And I got you guys that book of like 100 scary movies or something like that. Yeah. So just lie to me if you guys don't use it, but do you guys ever use that?
So we have
every day.
Every day of my life, I open that book and I go, man, thank you, Reid, for giving me this book. What a great gift. It was
I thought so
good. No, but we have used it before. And that's something we are constantly trying to, because it's 100 scary movies, right? Or
something like that, like 101.
Right, yeah.
Like the 101 best scary movies of all time.
We totally have like gone through and like kind of marked them or something to say that we've watched them. But a lot of them are like old classic movies and like foreign language movies, which Meredith is. Yeah, a lot of them are. And Meredith's not into foreign language movies. Just she doesn't want to read while she's watching a movie, which is
the same way.
And I just think that's so weird. Like, I mean, I don't think it's that weird, but like, I mean, I'll hang with the, you know, if it's in a different language, I'll watch, you know, I'll read the subtitles.
I mean, that's how Parasite was.
Right, exactly.
I really so good. It was so good. It did take me like a couple of sittings to finish it. One, because it's long, and then I felt like so much was happening, right? Like reading and watching. Yeah, so I definitely took my time. Wild. Yeah, but it was so good.
It's good. Aubrey doesn't like reading, so she wanted to watch Squid Game, so she watched the dub of Squid Game.
No, she didn't.
It was so bad because I would pop in occasionally, and it would be like. I mean, the actors were really good. And the voice actors even did a good job, but there's no matching it. You know, like when you do like an animated dub.
An anime?
Yeah. Well, yeah, animes have dubs, you know. Right. But it does, like the mouths, you can't tell what their mouths are really saying, right? They're just moving up and down. But like when you have real people saying words in another language and then you just stack English on top of it, it's like, this doesn't line up at all.
Right.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't mind foreign language movies, but you know, I understand some people aren't into that, and that's cool. But yeah, that book has a lot of like French films and things like that. Just different scary movies that way. But we have crossed off some of the modern ones. I promise. But we are constantly thinking about that though, because Meredith has a poster I think she got from Mitchell. Mm-hmm. We have that book that you got us. Right. So we're constantly like, we got to check off our like, you know, classic horror movie thing list. And so this year, what's on the docket? I think we're trying to watch a few remakes.
Okay.
So we watched Nightmare on Elm Street last year. And so I think we'll probably watch the remake of that one this year.
Nice.
So, yeah.
My effort to be part of spooky season is to play like scary games. You know?
Yeah.
Like I've been playing Phasmophobia with you guys, which has given me nightmares. So just
you know what? You know, go ahead and go into that because the podcast needs to know.
I was going to ask, like, how do you play that? And I haven't asked it to you. I've questioned other people that play with you. Like, how does Reid play this scary video game when he doesn't sit through a scary movie?
Like, most of the time, I don't sit through a scary movie, not because it scares me, because I think they're bad a lot of the time. And I just like
Reid doesn't like get into the moment of that scariness.
I'm more of like, I'm picking apart the thought process of the people, and maybe that's a coping mechanism, so I'm not scared, but
wow,
but yeah,
deep.
So yeah, I just like, I don't get into the vibe of the movie, and I just never have. And so it all started when I was but yeah, so to play Phasmo, it's like I have to actually like force myself. I'm like, all right, don't, because like when you play Phasmophobia,
so just to clarify what this game is, it's a ghost hunting game where you can play with up to 4 other people, basically
3 other people.
Oh, 3 other people, right? 4 people can play. It's a video game on the PC. You load into a map. Every time you choose to play a different game, right? Like a match or whatever. And so it's a house or a cabin or some sort of thing
or a high school.
Or a high school. Yeah, some of them are giant. But basically you're looking for the ghost and you're trying to figure out, one, what the ghost is, and then get it to do like a couple other things. So you have... if you've ever watched Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures on TV, which are great, so hilarious. But you got the EMF reader, you're going around, you got the little mic trying to hear like ghost sounds. And the fun thing about the game is that obviously it's a game, so they do stuff. And, on Ghost Hunters, it's just like, oh, I heard a sound that was like... And it kind of sounds like he's saying, I'm going to kill your whole family if you don't, it's so ridiculous. But the game is super fun because, the ghost is there. And so you got all these different equipment. And so you have to try to survive and find out all these things.
The difference between playing Phasmophobia and watching Ghost Hunters is in Ghost Hunters, the ghosts aren't real. Right. But in Phasmophobia, the ghost will kill you.
Yes.
And so like...
It will kill you.
Right.
And it wants to kill you most of the time.
Yes. And so you start off in this van, like your ghost hunting headquarters van, and like you have all your equipment in there, and you have like your video feed and your audio feed and like all of your radar, your readouts and stuff. And then you go in and you have to like collect evidence and stuff and try not to like lose your sanity and then die. Right. And so like a lot of the time, like I'll go in there at the beginning and I'll help them set up stuff. And then like we're trying to get information. And then I'm like, hey, I'm going to go check on something. And I just go back to the van.
And so he's watching the video camera. Like we'll set up cameras in there. He's like, oh, I'm looking for ghost orbs. I got to see if the orbs are in there.
Right. But I mean, like, I have to like force myself like in like the high intensity situations, like, all right, just go in there. Just do it. Cause like you'll just be walking around. All of a sudden it'll be like you're wearing headphones like this and like you got it turned up loud, and so like you'll just be walking, like creeping around, and all of a sudden you'll hear like the ghost make a noise in your ear from behind you, and like I get shivers down my back, or like you'll be using the voice box or whatever, and you'll ask it a question, and it'll be like, "I'm behind you,
I'm behind you," something creepy like that.
Yeah, and then and then it'll start what's called a hunt, where like you've made it mad enough and it starts to like try to find you and kill you.
It'll lock the front door so you can't escape the house.
Right.
And then it will hunt you and try to kill you. And so you have to hide from it. And then there's lights, in the house. And so a lot of times it'll turn off the breaker. But you have flashlights, but if you have your flashlight on during a hunt, it'll kind of know where you are. It kind of like is able to see that more. And so you have to turn off your flashlight. And so you're just like scrounging around in the dark, like just scurrying along, trying to find a place to hide. It's a lot of fun.
A closet, it's creepy.
I feel like I get too zoned in, like, because I played video games a lot as a kid, and my mom was really into Diablo.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
That freaked me out because I get too into it where I'm like, I am the person, I'm in it.
Right.
That scared me. And then y'all are gonna roast me so bad. The Harry Potter PC game.
The PlayStation game or the PC game?
The PC game.
Or the same.
I don't know. That like all the little missions and like, you have to go through the different things like that freaked me out too, because I get too like sucked in where like I feel like I'm in it. So I don't really play video games anymore because it just like couldn't do
that
it.
one would be intense for you because it's first person too. So you're like you're and you can play it in VR. You can use the Oculus with it.
I tried.
That's right.
I had it all set up and booted up on my Oculus, but the problem was my cord wasn't long enough. So the first time I got my Oculus, I broke a lamp the very first time, and so I just had all these visions of me like doing something, freaking out, and then ripping my whole PC off of my shelf. And so it was like, I'm not gonna do this. It's gonna be really bad.
That's a good call.
But I want to play it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I should probably try it now.
I also heard it's very difficult. Like it's harder. Controlling stuff is hard. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's how I try to like get in and be part of spooky season.
Well, we've also played
Friday the 13th.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Friday the 13th. I love that game. That game is so much fun, especially if you're playing with just your squad of friends, because the way it works is it's like the Friday movies where one of you is Jason Voorhees and the rest of you are campers, or not campers, camp counselors, right? So like all the camp counselors are just hanging out at a campfire one night. There's no campers around. And then Jason shows up and just murders one NPC that no one's really playing. And then like it says 5 minutes later and you're all scattered across the camp and you have to like find a way to escape while Jason's trying to kill you. And so it's just like,
and so one person in your group gets to play as Jason and hunt all the rest of you. And you're like trying to get the car keys and the battery.
Right. Because for some reason at this camp, every car has no battery in it.
No battery and
no gas.
There's no gas. The keys are like halfway across the map.
Super safe.
But that game is super fun too.
It is so much fun. Yeah.
But it's one of those things that you're like, oh, it's spooky. I'm scared. But it's not like that.
It's not. Yeah, that one, like Phasmophobia scares me a lot more than Friday. Friday doesn't scare me. It's more like a competitive kind of thing. But yeah.
That one it feels more like the video game version of like Mafia or something.
Yeah. Similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I like scary movies.
But video game version of Mafia? Isn't that just Among Us?
Oh, yeah. I was confused. You're right. It's kind of more, Among Us is more like Mafia.
I've never played Among Us.
I've never played Among Us either.
Oh, okay.
I just saw children at school
It's just kids play it,
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I like scary movies, but when I say scary, I mean like horror or thriller.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here for like the demon scary movies.
Right. Like the spirit
scary
movies.
That's like where I draw my line.
Welcome to my coffee shop ASMR.
Reid pours his cup of coffee. Cup of coffee.
My
cup of coffee. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Meredith says the same thing actually. So she doesn't do the demonic like scary movie. She'll do like a ghost movie. Are you cool with ghost movies?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the line is the demon pretty much.
Yeah.
But the thing, so when we talk about this too, Meredith and I, is that Hollywood and people who are making movies often make the like weird like switcheroo where it's like, oh, it's a ghost thing. It's this ghost and she's this or whatever. And then it's like, oh, it's a demon, oh, and her name was this. And it's like they understand, like Hollywood and general people's understanding of what a demon is so skewed.
The same. Like so basically, if it's an otherworldly spirit, it's all the same thing.
It could be a demon, could be a whatever, but it's like, no, it doesn't like.
That's what Phasmo is basically.
Same thing, right? They say the same
thing. There's like a being in the house, right? But it's like, it could be a spirit or it could be a demon or it could be a Oreo or whatever.
Right, all these different like
Oreo.
I don't remember what it's called. Onryo is one of them.
Yeah. And Oreo.
It's double stuff. Watch out.
Watch out, he double stuff.
The mega stuff's coming for me.
Was double stuff not funny enough?
I got Chips Ahoy.
I was trying to not steal your joke, but add to it. I'm sorry. That's how comedy works.
Yes, everyone. Yes, and. We wouldn't know. We don't understand comedy. But yeah, no, it's totally lost my train of thought, like completely. Where were we at?
Hollywood Demons and Ghosts.
Hollywood Demons. Yeah. You're right. Sorry. They totally screw up what that understanding is. And so Meredith has that distinction too, where she's like, oh, we're not going to watch a demon movie, but then we'll pop in a movie and it's like, oh, there's a ghost. And they're like, oh, it's a demon now. It's going to possess them.
And now it's in your house.
Dang it, we're watching a demon movie now. Yeah, right. Now it's in my house. Great. But yeah, there's a great movie called Hereditary that is pretty crazy. This movie, if you've seen Hereditary, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go watch it. Trigger warning though, that that movie's pretty messed up.
What is it about again?
So it's really good, like just as a movie in general, but it's also really creepy. There's like this family and this like grandmother dies. And so it's kind of all about grief and the like demons that you deal with, not literal demons, but like people's trauma and how they like process. And then like the different things that are carried over through generations that like, you know, just the things that you struggle with. It's really interesting, really, really interesting. And it's all played out in like a scary story of like this grandmother is like cursing the children like to get this weird like demonic, you know, entity. And so it's really creepy, but really, really good. A really, really good story. But like that one, I'm gonna try to make Meredith watch this year. This is the one because I've seen it, but she hadn't seen it because she's like, that's demonic. I'm not gonna watch that. But
stay strong, Meredith. Don't do it.
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna watch it, and I'll report back on what it's like.
I think my favorite scary movies are the ones where it's like something crazy is happening, and then someone's like investigating. It turns out it was just a person all along.
You mean like Scooby Doo?
Right, exactly.
That's my favorite scary movie.
Yeah,
like the one where the Harlem Globetrotters show up in the episode. Y'all have never seen that episode?
I've never. The only Scooby Doo I've really seen is the Scooby Doo movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which would you count that as spooky?
The one with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't count it as spooky.
Oh, okay.
No,
Sure.
Reed's like, I've been counting it this whole time.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, that movie is really funny. No, I loved Scooby Doo as a kid. That was like one of my favorite shows.
I mean, I watched
started.
it sometimes, but it was like I know what Scooby Doo is about, and I know the characters, and like, but I didn't watch that much of it.
Right.
So
yeah, I watched it at my grandma's house because it was always reruns in the daytime television. So Scooby Doo. I was watching the '60s era Scooby Doo. That was my vibe.
'60s for real?
Yeah, dude. Scooby Doo is old, super old.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why they're hippies in a van. You know.
Oh. Wouldn't that be the '70s or
60s,
60s and 70s?
It kind of bleeds in, you know.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure the '60s is when it started, but I could be wrong. It's happened before. You know, I had this thing I wanted to talk about, right? And so it's spooky movie season, but this isn't necessarily a spooky season thing, but I think it's creepy enough to talk about, and I've wanted to talk about it for a while. And so let's get into it.
Trigger warning.
Maybe.
Sorry, I just had to get one in.
Maybe.
Before we actually dive into
right, exactly. So have you guys seen the AI generated art?
Yes, dude.
Have y'all seen that?
Dude, some of it is so good and some of it's kind of creepy.
Dude.
Yeah, it creeps me out.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen AI generated art, it's basically what it sounds like. So somebody inputs some sort of text or whatever, some prompt into a computer program, and the program is designed to take that text and figure out how to recreate it in an image. Usually it's an image. And so, so people will just put stuff in there, and it's like, man with funny glasses, and then, there's kind of a weird looking dude.
Darth Vader on vacation.
Right.
Or on beach vacation.
On a beach vacation.
There's like a TikTok filter now where you can do that.
Right. There's a TikTok filter now. But
I think there's more advanced ones.
More advanced than TikTok. I
No.
agree.
That's not what I meant.
for sure.
I mean, like the one the Darth Vader on vacation is like, it's kind of blobby, but it's pretty good.
That's the like small one, right?
Yeah, it does like 9 different
9s.
ones all together. Yeah. And then there's like some that are like very, very well done.
Yeah.
But they're like expensive to use. Like you have to pay to be able to make art.
Yeah. So I did kind of a deep dive a few weeks ago. So I don't remember everything about it, but there's this one program, the big program is called DALL-E.
Yeah.
I think DALL-E 2 just came out or is about to come out. Yeah. And you're right. Like you have to be in like a special group to have access to this thing. Basically, and what's crazy about it is that it's not taking images and just like putting them together. It's actually generating the images based on
its research on the internet.
The other images, right? So it like the assumption is that it's just like an image of a banana, just throws the banana on there and then takes another thing and then, just kind of like squashes it together. It's like creating this like new thing.
What is banananess?
Right. That's the question, right? So like I thought you were just talking nonsense,
Yeah,
but that's
same.
literally what the like.
I mean, it's like a big philosophical question that's been like talked about for a long time,
right? And that's what it's like. It's having to do like they had to teach the AI, certain things like what makes a banana, like what is it, like and
Wall-E.
So, I mean, kind of like that's how Are you looking up the question itself?
Yeah.
Or are you looking up the AI? So yeah, so it's generating all kind of creepy, weird things. There's all kinds of different AI generator, image generators like that.
Typed in philosopher somethingness.
Somethingness.
Yeah, I was trying to think of because the question is like Aristotle. I was trying to figure out which philosopher it was, but Aristotle talks about like that's what I think he talks about it, that's what distinguishes us from like unintelligent beings is like our ability to recognize the essence of something. Right? So like banana-ness, right? We understand what a banana is, but we also understand inherently what makes it a banana. Right? When you look at a banana, you see like, oh, these are the things that make it a banana and not an imitation. So like the question is, how can an AI get to that point where they recognize the essence of a thing and not just like compiling similarities?
Just right, exactly. Right? And
that's
there are something like 2 billion Google searches a second or something like that, some crazy number, right? It's absurd. And the internet and Google and everything has so much information about what we're searching for, about what we're like, how our language works and all these different things. And so, yeah, they're just, people are able to take that information and use it to create these crazy things. And something that blows my mind and something that's kind of been a big deal in like artist space and like, graphic design space is people are able to these days with these programs, generate fake posters. So they're like, or, different designs. So they're like, 70s style poster for barbecue or just like random thing. Right. But like they're able to generate this image of this art and like whatever. But the question is who has rights to that art, like, is it the program? And then the people who
own the program or the person who typed it in,
or
right?
the art that it's generating
Pulling
the art from, and
yeah.
like who, and then the other question is with your own art and the things that you have put out on the internet, is that something that the program should be able to pull from
for free
as information, right? Like as sort of
free, what's it, free use law or whatever? Or
I guess there's like weirdness about it because and that's kind of the question, like ethically, like should these programs have some sort of opt-in where like artists are able to
say yes
or no to that sort of thing. And but then there's the other side of it where there was technically a digital art competition that happened recently where an AI generated piece won the competition.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. And to be fair, so it wasn't like it was framed around like this AI art won this art competition. And that's so weird, right? Like that's how the articles do it. But it was a digital art like competition. Right. So like it kind of is within the realm, but it's still like the artist didn't make the art. So the conversation around it
transitively, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So the conversation now is that the artist has to, because
every digital artist is using a program to create something, right?
Exactly.
But it's a little different. Like you're even if it's through a program, like you're manipulating it somehow. You're making it your own.
But that's what happens. The AI program.
He's manipulating the AI program because nobody and right now, right as it stands now, nobody is able to go, XYZ, whatever their thought is, right? Angels standing on the water or something, I don't know, something like that. Wow. Nobody's able to type that in and end up with the perfect image that they were looking for. Typically, they do that and then they do it again. And then they keep adding things.
Right.
And then they adjust it and they manipulate it. And they keep manipulating it until it becomes what they're
want,
going for. And so the argument and the conversation around that now is that these new AI artists are... I mean, they are in charge of making it what they want it to look like. They're refining it and they're whittling it down to like this certain look, and so it's very, very interesting. It's super, super interesting, and so to me, it calls in a lot of questions about like, what is art anymore? Like, what does it mean to be a creator now that a computer can just do this, and computers have been able to do a lot of crazy stuff, but this just feels like a new thing. Like this feels so
it feels like
fresh.
like you're taking the responsibility for something that you I don't want to say directed, but like guided versus like creating yourself. And I've like an example, but it's not like to a T, right? So we have a young girl, a youth. She's playing on our worship team now at church. And she's been putting in the work. She's got the skill. She's just learning how to play with a band. And so where I'm standing right next to her and I will whisper, hey, play the melody line. And now, like I'll count her in and I'll like kind of guide her what to do next. And then her very first time, like I leaned over and I said, we're switching 3, 2, I'm helping guiding her. I am making it sound like it needs to. She's the one putting in the work. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, everyone was like, that was amazing when you did that thing. I stepped back because I was not the one that did it. Like I didn't step in and be like, hey, I told her to do that. That was good, right? Like she's the one. This feels similar. Like, yeah, they're typing in what they want the AI to do, I want a deeper hue of blue, whatever. But like they're not doing the artistry.
Right. But is there not artistry within the direction? So like as a director, does the director not get credit for the actor's work? Or not get credit for their work, but is the director not involved in creating the art piece? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like,
because
like as a director or like as a composer or what do you call that? As a composer, I guess.
Yeah. Composer makes the music.
Like, I'm thinking of the guy with
conductor.
The conductor.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Got a little stick.
He's got the little stick. As a conductor, like he's not playing the music or they're not playing the music, but like they're very involved in.
Yeah, he plays a hand in it, but he like it is not the sole creator of it.
Yeah, right. I think the thing is that like in your example and in the example of like an orchestra, they're a team, right? Or a band, and they're all working together to create art, right? And so like they all have a piece in it. With AI, like they're working together to create art, but the AI is not a person.
It has a program,
right? It's just a program.
It's just code.
Weird. Yeah,
it's just code, and a person who is manipulating the code with, like the code on its own. I guess they could set it to just generate stuff, but like somebody has to take the step to input information to then get somewhere.
What a weird space we live in.
We're
now.
outsourcing art.
Outsourcing art. And so that's a big thing now. A lot of people, for a couple of weeks were freaking out because it was blowing up. Like you said, there's a TikTok filter or whatever that'll do it now. It's blowing up, around social media and in common places, And artists are kind of freaking out. Like, dude, like I'm against this AI art. Like I'm all for like creating my own art and all this stuff.
I want art from real people.
But then there's I saw this other artist who created this. He typed in something on I think it was actually Dolly. And it was just like a computer around a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. And so like a giant computer with a bunch of people around it. And then he made, like he did the rest of it, but he made like some retro style Apple ad. And so it was cool because it was like this hybrid mixed media sort of thing where he's like using this AI thing as an element, as a part of his.
I feel like I can get behind that more than
mixed
like
media.
100% AI.
Yeah. Well, but that's the other thing is that like the guy that won that art competition, I mean, his piece was, that piece of art was incredible. Like it looked crazy. Like it was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that people are able to make are wild with these AI programs. And it's weird. And it makes me like, like I said, it's a little existential. Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable because it's like, this is very new stuff to me.
Like I don't want to talk to AI like service.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Like customer support. But also, was it like, I mean, multiple companies have tried to like create an AI that learns based on conversations with the people online, right?
That happens. Like it is there now,
Yeah. It's crazy, like, or like I've seen pictures of like they've used AI to generate like faces of new people. Like they just take pictures of people and then the AI learns what people look like and it creates a picture of a new person. It's not a picture of someone. It's like, this is someone that doesn't exist. It's just a picture of like no one, but it looks like a real person. It's super creepy.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
That's real weird.
And that, boys and girls, is the real spooky season that we live in.
Spooky season. If you guys want a movie, maybe I'll recommend movies all month. If you guys want a movie that kind of taps into that existential, like robot AI, like creepiness, Ex Machina, great movie by Alex Garland. He's the director.
Is that different? Is that the same as Deus Ex Machina? Or is there a movie called Deus Ex Machina?
I don't know, but this one's just called Ex Machina.
Okay. Yeah. I know Deus Ex Machina is like the literary thing.
The term.
That's machine, right?
The god of the machine.
Yeah.
So, so if you're into that kind of weird AI creepiness, that's a really good movie to watch. I'd recommend you to go watch it, and then y'all let me know. It's not creepy in like a typical like horror movie type of way. It's just again kind of existential and weird. So go check it out. But I hope you think about that this week, everyone, because I'm thinking about it constantly.
Non-stop.
Constantly. Let us know what kind of scary movies you're watching this month and what you're doing for October. Spooky movie October. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's always a pleasure to chat.
You should start off with watching like Unsolved Mysteries.
That's a good idea.
Before like a big movie.
No.
All right.
All right.